Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a Mercedes G63 G Wagon that has a really cool interior and exterior combination in terms of, well, the colors, but also some of the options. But anyways, first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of Farmington for giving me some time with this G63. Check out the inventory in the description down below. This one's available for sale. They also have a white G550 and then another G63 that's not finished in olive like this. It's finished in a metallic green. So they've got quite a few G Wagons right now, especially considering the inventory shortages we have in today's world. And then also, if you guys are wondering, the Mercedes-Benz of Farmington is a one-price store. So if you don't want to have to deal with a bunch of hassle and negotiation and all that kind of stuff, then Mercedes-Benz of Farmington is going to be the dealership to go to, because they're just going to make your buying process super easy and straightforward. And then last side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into the video. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 4-liter V8 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. It's good for 577 horsepower and then 627 pound-feet of torque. And just like all AMG models, well, they got to flex that it's an AMG under the hood. And you have the signature of the person that hand-built the engine. And you can see just like how stuffed this is under the hood. It's so cool to see a big V8 under the hood. Now let's go over the front end of this G63. So this is finished in matte olive. Might be getting the color name wrong, but anyways, there's olive in the name and it is matte in finish. This is a factory color. This is not a vinyl wrap, and you can see it just looks absolutely fantastic. Got the Mercedes logo there on the center, and then you have the turn signal indicators here on the top, which also say Mercedes-Benz. And we have the LED accent lights that wrap around the headlights, which are super bright, but notice there's some darker coloration in the bezel that makes it look a little bit more aggressive. And we have the whole front grille here that's been blacked out. Notice it's got a camera there in the center. Mercedes logo that's also been blacked out. And then we have the brush guard here at the bottom. That's how you can tell this is a G63. Is on the 550, it'll be covering the lights, whereas on the 63, it's at the bottom of the bumper. Parking sensors integrated onto the front end, and again finished in this matte olive. It just looks so cool. Like you can see here, when you've got a little bit more lighting on the color, you can see the brown, but then when you don't have as much lighting here on the other side, it just looks dark. It almost kind of it almost appears as if it's black. So coming around the side here, we've got 33s wrapped around 22-inch wheels. These are Vossen wheels, so these aren't factory wheels. This is an aftermarket setup, but boy, does it look fantastic. And then you have the massive rotors that are part of the AMG G63 package. And then also got our AMG brake caliper as well. And then here's the tire specs if you guys are wondering. And then here's a quick look at the front suspension. Look how aggressive these tires are. It looks really cool with the G Wagon. And then notice how the bumper's blacked out, how that continues onto the fender flare, and then down to the side steps, and you've got the chrome exhaust tips poking out the side. And notice the trim here is also blacked out. We have our V8 bi-turbo badge that's been blacked out. You got your AMG logo, and then notice the mirrors have also been blacked out, and you can see the contrast between the olive and the blacked out elements. Definitely looks really cool. Now here's our key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. You got the AMG logo there on the bottom portion, Mercedes logo in the center, and you got another AMG logo here on the back, which is pretty cool. But if we unlock it, first off, we're gonna pop here into the rear. Got the nice clicking sound. Notice we have the quilted design here with the leather on the back portion, and then you got some wood trim here on the grab handle. We have our AMG floor mats back here with the cargo cover, and you can see the carpeting here, and storage space is great because you have quite a bit of height with the boxy design that comes with the G Wagon. But yeah, other than that, when you're all done, all you gotta do is just grab the handle again and then throw it in. Listen to that like clicking sound. It's so satisfying. Now finishing things up here with the rear, you guys can see we've got the blacked out G63 badge, and notice everything is pretty much blacked out. That is not a light here in the rear. Parking sensors integrated in the bumper, receiver hitch down below, and then we do have a recovery hook in case you ever take this off-road. And I love the spare tire carrier with the G Wagons. And notice blacked out Mercedes logo on that as well. And other than that, that is pretty much everything for the rear. The lighting's horrible on that side, so we're gonna pop here to the other side so you guys can get a little bit of a better view. Now here's a door panel in the rear. You guys can see the beautiful leather here, and then notice the leather on the interior portion is actually brown. So you got black at the top and then brown here with the quilted design. And then we've got more wood trim here, and then you can see the silver trim. Burmester sound system, heated seats for the rear passengers. Got one of the window controls right here. And then here are these seats. So you can see full leather. You've got that brown quilted perforated design here on the center portion. It also says AMG right there. It actually has car seat instructions. And this, you can tell that this is real paint. Notice how it continues here onto the center portion. If it was a wrap, sometimes people wrap door jambs, but typically not. Anyways, you can see here with a little storage space. And then notice we've got some vents right there. You got the climate controls here for the rear passengers as well. And then we have our cup holder armrest situation that pops down. And yeah, other than that, that's everything for the rear. Now here is the front door panel. You can see again with the black leather and then the brown leather down below with the quilted design, and then the silver with the wood trim. And then we've got all of our window controls here at the top. We do have blind spot monitoring there for the mirrors. The mirrors do power fold in as well. Heated cooled seats here for the front, and then you've got your memory seat function with all the seat adjustments. Another speaker for the Burmester sound system. AMG plaque again, and obviously you got the exhaust tips poking out past the side steps, which is definitely a cool appearance. And then of course, gotta have the shockle proved. And then anyways, you've got the headrest here again, really nice and pillowy. Notice we got our AMG logo, and then you can see perforated here in the center with the brown and then the black on the outside. And then here are the pedals down below. And then notice here with the little light control here, and then the lane departure parking sensors. And then again, look at the vents here, and then all of the leather off to the side. But let's pop in. So here is the steering wheel in this G63. So you can see you've got the leather here at the top, and then at the bottom, AMG logo. Perforated leather here on the sides to get a little bit of a better grip. And then you've got the nice AMG paddle shifters here. So these are the controls for the center stack. We've got adaptive cruise control. And then these are the controls here for the infotainment system, and then volume controls, voice command controls, all that. And then we have our column shifter here in the back. Camera doesn't want to focus on it. And then you've got your turn signal windshield wiper stock there. And well, there's the steering wheel. Here's the center gauge cluster. You can see that it's this full digital gauge cluster. There are some different menus that you can scroll through, so notice how I can change what it shows here on the side. And you guys can see here with the, it tells you the consumption / hours. That's pretty cool. But you can see 14 miles per gallon is what this one has been averaging, which, you know, for a G63, that is not bad whatsoever. And then you can go to the other side and you can scroll through different menus there as well, which is pretty cool. And we can change the center screen here, which is another cool function. And notice we can change the design here of the screen. So we can go from sport to classic to progressive. So depending on, you know, what you want the screen setup to look like, right? So you can change to whatever you want, which I think is nice customization. So here's the center infotainment system. First off, we pop it into reverse. Notice we've got a backup camera with trajectory lines. They do turn with the steering wheel, and then we have some different viewpoints that we can go through. Now this is not a touchscreen, so you just have to scroll through the different camera viewpoints, but you can see out of pretty much every single angle here with the G63, which definitely would help out with parking, but then also off-roading if someone ever took this off-road for some reason. But anyways, as for the rest of the infotainment system, again, it's not a touchscreen, so as you can see, nothing happens there. So you can control everything via a dial or a keypad. I've kind of found the dial's a little bit easier to use than the keypad. Notice we do have massaging seats here. So while you're off-roading in your G63, or, you know, racing people at stoplights, you can get a massage. But yeah, overall, even though it's not a touchscreen, it's really easy to use. So we've got some wood trim down here, and then you can see the leather trim down below. Auto stop start if you want to turn that function off. And then you can see here with the vents down below. And then we have these buttons that most G Wagon owners will never use, but they're labeled 1, 2, 3. So we have the center locker, the rear locker, and the front locker. The reason that they are labeled 1, 2, and 3 is you're going to use the center locker first if you're off-road, then you're going to use the rear locker, and then you'll use the front locker in that order, basically. And so, yeah, just cool. And they're front and center, obviously. And then we've got our climate controls down below. Dual zone climate. You got a little Mercedes clock, and then you can see the piece of wood trim that covers this up. Definitely looks, and the graining on it feels fantastic. And yeah, there's that. And you can see here, this is the first keypad to control the touchscreen, or not touchscreen, infotainment system. Man, I can't think sometimes. And then this is the dial to control the infotainment system if you don't want to use the little keypad here. And then this is for the exhaust. to open or close the valves. You got the camera system, low range, right? Also important for off-road use. And then this is for the suspension. The AMG comes with adjustable suspension. So if you want to make it more or less aggressive, you've got the damper button there. Manual shift function, then this is the drive mode select. So there's a bunch of different drive modes here. So notice here we've got our individual mode. We've got our comfort, sport, and then sport plus as well. And then notice the valves will open up to powerful mode. And it lets you know what's happening in the drive modes here off to the side too, which is pretty cool. And then you have a slippery mode too as well. But yeah, that's all for that section. And then you can see here with the center console, tons of storage space there. And then a really nice leather trim here at the top, and then you can see the stitching. It's kind of like tiered as it goes down. And we have our grab handle right here. And then also we have our G Manufaktur plaque here, because this is the special package on the G Wagon, basically, where it has special interior elements and exterior elements as well. And then you can see here with the glove box situation, then more leather here on the outside of the glove box as well. And then finishing things up top here, we do have a sunroof, and then definitely have a nice premium headliner as well, which is a big plus. Normal mirror here at the top, nothing crazy happening with that, as you can see. And there you go. Now that's gonna sum things up for our video going over this G63 G Wagon. And I want you guys to let me know what you think about this specific specification. If there's anything that you would change on this in particular, or if this is like the perfect spec. I think it's pretty much the perfect spec. It's such a cool looking G Wagon. But again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of Farmington for giving me some time with this G63. Like I said, they have a green one that's also G63, and then they have a white G550 at this time if you're interested. And yeah, I'll see you guys.